Alright guys, we're about ready to go live. Had to do some things behind the scenes. I apologize for that. We're not running too far behind. And we get about 2 minutes for this song to get over. I like the song. We'll let her play out. Hello everybody, welcome to this evening's broadcast. What you guys are about to partake in is the Mystery Firearms Theater 3000. The Mystery Firearms Theater 3000 is where we take a closer look at some of the guns that are just some guns just wish they weren't. And some guns are confused. Some guns Bubba has done his way with. This is an effort to show off some of these fantastic works of art done by Bubba. An airsofter's wet dream, if you will. Before we start, I do want to give a quick shout out to our brothers and sisters who were able to make it to Virginia. They're in Richmond. There was a rally that ended peacefully. And believe it or not, the area was left cleaner than what it had started out as. So, it goes to show you who's the more responsible group of, whippersnappers. I could go on about that for a little while, but it is what it is, and I don't want to go on about that. I don't want to go on about that just yet. This isn't the time or place to do that. We'll talk about more serious affairs later on. I actually did a sit down with a few of my patrons and some of my Discord members, and we had a discussion about it, and we try to have views from every end of the spectrum even those of us that did agree, we tried our best to disagree at some points. That way we could have some good banter back and forth. Anyway, looks like we've got Scotty P79 and Riemann Scimitar in the chat. Thank you for watching. Thank you for stopping by. So anyway, we're going to go through this. We're just going to kind of bang through this here real quick. And unfortunately, YouTube won't allow me to even show a picture of somebody holding a gun. Okay, I'm unsure if they're okay with people showing pictures of people, or I'm sorry, people showing pictures of guns, holding pictures of guns. Not sure about that just yet, but we're not the channel to explore that option. We'll let other people be the guinea pigs on that. This channel's been hit enough over the years for YouTube, and it is what it is. So, the premise here is, if you are on my Discord, email me, Zeke@ZekeShoots.com, for a link to the Discord, and I'll get you in on the Discord here. The premise here is that we have a Mystery Firearms Theater 3000 channel page that you are welcome to share some of your most horrific finds, most beautiful oddities that you've ever found throughout the internet. You're more than welcome to share them. And every Tuesday, Lord willing, we will be posting a live stream about these abominations. Anyway, this first gun here, I'm not sure what exactly is wrong with this one. It does seem out of place. The stock doesn't quite look right on this one. But needless to say, that is one mean-looking machine. One hot rod, if you will. I bet that thing, oh my goodness, that thing has to be a lot of fun. I'm more interested in particular about the bad mamma jamma that's sitting behind it. I like that one. That's pretty good there. Now, obviously, throughout this, the objective here is to make the gun look more appealing than it actually is. We're going to praise the builds and everything, even though we know something is not quite right. So, let's go to the next picture here. This one here is one that's made it into the ranks before, but it is actually, it's something that took quite a bit of effort to actually get done. What we have here is an RPD stock and a Mosin stock with what looks like a crank style muzzle brake, and it's probably one of them 3-piece ones. Some sort of optic on the top of that, and it doesn't look like there's any sights on it at all. It did retain the dog collar slings, so that's kind of a bold statement there. However, it does have 2 Romanian AK pistol grips, so therefore putting it solidly in, oh my goodness, I mean, that thing is, it's hard to look at some of these and try to be nice about them, because some of them are just really, really, what is this? Now, here's one thing I do have to admit. I don't look at these. I try not to look at these until right before the broadcast. And if I looked at these before the broadcast, it would be a little bit, I'm trying my best not to look at these when I'm getting the show ready. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. This one here, I don't know what's going on with this one. I'm not sure how I can, I'm not sure what to think of this. I'm more curious about what's going on with the monster cans on the top left here. What's going on here? Is he cleaning, or what's he doing here? Anyway, it looks like an AMD 65 muzzle brake. A stock adapter, an M4 stock adapter. Looks like a Tapco M4 stock. and a mag pull forward grip that's reversed so it can act as a... Okay, all right. I see what's going on here. So you're supposed to wrap, and it's a side folder, of course. Of course, why wouldn't it be side folder? Yeah, that's interesting. Some of these you really hope they were chewed up pretty bad before this happened to them. Or the barrels were like shot out or whatever really bad. You just hope, right? Moving on to the next one. This one here is the other one we just looked at. It's a Mosin. Well, actually, you know what? This isn't the same one. It might be. It looks like it's got an AK-74 muzzle brake on it, or flash hider. You know, looking at it from this angle, it's actually not really bad to look at. I mean, it's wrong, but man, at least they kept the barrel band retaining plate there, or the retainer there for the barrel band. At least they did that. I'm more curious about how they grafted that stock onto the back end of the Mosin stock and how that's going to be expected to stay. I mean, there are plenty of ways to actually get that to happen, but the way that the Mosin recoils, especially with it being that short, I'm not entirely sure how that's gonna handle. Optics a little interesting. I like how they've got the rail on the side here. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Oops. All right, let's move on. Look at this. Nothing like a sawed-off everything on a Mosin. Now, I do like the ring on the safety. That's a nice touch. The barrel has the fins on it. That's pretty neat looking. Yet again, nothing says Bubba was here more than an AMD 65 muzzle brake. Nothing at all. Nothing does. Looks like the bolt is bent. You know, the charging handle. The charging handle's bent. So that's I couldn't imagine shooting this thing. This would be terrible. The fireball would be something else, I'll tell you that. That's a Scorpion, but I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. Huh. Oh, it's inspired by Devil May Cry. It's a mare's leg bow Mosin. Huh, interesting. Really pretty cool. All right, let's see here. Let's go to another one. Okay, back to the Mosins. We've got a red dot. Obviously something from Walmart there. Maybe not from Walmart. It's probably an expensive optic. You know how Bubba does. Bubba doesn't spare any expense on anything. I really don't know what I think about the muzzle. The muzzle's interesting. I like how it's... Somebody had a lot of time and a lathe. That's what this is. I'm not sure if I don't like this or not, but I like the sling, the attachment point on the sling. That's practical. But I'll never understand why people put the pistol grips on these things. And I mean, everything about this Mosin says it's practical. I'm not sure about the red dot, how much that or how well that would survive. And sling's in a good spot. But the pistol grip, I just don't know if I understand that at all. It looks cool though. Poor Mosins. Why Mosins always get the brunt end of the stick, I'll never understand. This is the Screw You build. Literally, it's a screw you together build. Back in the day, we used to screw most of the builds together. I mean, there were some outliers that started to do rivet builds. You know, once people figured out, hey, we can use bolt cutters to shape our rivet heads. Once that happened, then everybody was trying their hands at rivets. So you're not getting 12,000 pounds of pressure, though, so it's not the same. So expect some of your older builds to have rivets that want to walk out. Probably a Tapco flat. That's kind of what the YXY dimples, or the XY dimple looks like. This is probably a really old build. Definitely a cool looking toy. I like the gas block. You know, that's obviously borrowed from a really nice rifle. Not sure if the sights actually do line up, but I like how they took the time to reshape the upper handguard and lower handguard. That actually it's really neat. I like this one. Bubba, you did a good one on this one. Did a good job on it. And you know, they even really went the farthest route possible with shortening this thing, and they pushed the rear sight block back even further than they normally would. But obviously this is going to be a pistol caliber AK, so it will be far better. What am I looking at here? I think this one's made it in here before, but I'm not entirely sure. It's got a bottle opener on the bottom. It's got a bottle opener on the stock, and it's... I'm not sure what that one's supposed to be. And then you got the Sega with the butt pad. No stock. Actually, that might be a Chinese AK. It might be a Catamount. I don't think that's a Sega. Interesting. Don't know what to think about that. This one here's made it in before. Pretty cool pistol grip. I like how the pistol grip and everything look on this. Not sure I'm too keen on the pistol, or I'm sorry, the bullet coming out of the bottom. This one also is a screw build with probably a nail for the center support. Mag catch is obviously a screw as well. Now, if you look at the front sight block, where the front sight block is, you'll see a rod. Little known fact, a lot of these early pistol builds are actually rodded, and what that would do is they would put a rod through the gas block and through the bolt carrier, and a bolt would ride, or the bolt carrier would ride, the gas piston would ride on this rod that goes through the middle of the receiver, therefore stabilizing it so you don't have to worry about when it comes out of battery that the bolt carrier is not going to be able to find home. Very cool looking build. I'm not sure if it's still around today. It's probably since been rebuilt or parted out for something else. I like the grips though. The grips are pretty neat. This here. This here has to be an airsoft gun, simply because nothing in here would work together. Looks like we got some MP5 parts. Maybe some Thompson inspiration. Obviously AK, M4. That's an ugly, ugly gun. At least the pistol grip is stippled, though. Gotta love the stippling. It's gotta be an airsoft gun. I think I see a wheel on the bottom of the magazine, so it's probably an airsoft gun. I hope it's an airsoft gun. This is cool. You got a Nagant revolver that's built into a Mosin Nagant, basically. It's got the folding Chinese front sight block from a Type 56. Let's see here. You got the... looks like it might have been at one point a Mosin barrel. I was gonna say SKS at first, but it doesn't quite look like that. I'm sorry. That the front sight block is from an SKS. Sorry. I don't know what I was talking about there. I'm talking out of my rear end like I usually do. See here. It's pretty cool. I like this one. I really do. I like this. This one here. Ooh. Flashlights, please. Yes, thank you. It's an interesting looking one. What's happening, AWAG? Let's see here. The Mosin makes another return. I like the Tokarev in the background. And the Mosin is such a heavy hitter that it actually breaks the tile on the ground here. Yeah. Dual-wheeled flashlights. Nothing says that you know more about your gun than anybody else than a Mosin bullpup. It actually doesn't look too bad if it weren't for the fact that the bolt is way back in the rear. I mean, it's a cool looking gun. I mean, that'd be a heck of a 22, I'll tell you that. Just get the magazine, slam that up through the pistol grip. That'd be pretty nice looking. That'd be a really cool build, actually. But not with a Mosin, no. Another Mosin Nagant that's been bubbed. Poor Mosin. This one here is what I would consider level 1 rookie Bubba-ing. He's got a bipod, obviously, on the front there. And he's still retaining the Wondiferous lines of the Mosin. He hasn't replaced the front sight block with something gaudy. He hasn't done anything with the rear sight block, it doesn't look like. And you can see that it has an ATI stock, not an Archangel, just a regular run-of-the-mill. That's just Monte Carlo stock. Bayonet, though, man. Holy moly. I think it's more a perspective thing, though. But from this angle, that bayonet looks twice as long as the rifle. Not bad. Not bad. It could be... I spoke too soon. I don't think this is real, but this would be interesting if it was real. I'm sure if somebody brought this to Hitler, he would have drowned them. I mean, I'm just saying. Man alive, that thing is ugly. I mean, it looks like something that you would use to inseminate cows. Hold still for your polio vaccine. right. What do we got here? It looks like a door hinge. Looks like a door hinge, a couple of sockets, somebody's welding skills, some rubber bands. Some rubber bands. A screwdriver. Ah, there's a... don't worry about headspace, guys. That cartridge doesn't need to be all the way in there. It isn't going to blow your face off or anything. Hang on, let me, yeah, you turkey. Oh, come on. Trying to click on everything but the thing I want to click on. Alright. Oh! There we go. Yeah, Phillips is a very interesting use of a Phillips screwdriver. Technically, it's considered a firearm. My goodness, this thing. Jimmy Christmas. How in the world do you get this texture of stippling? Interesting. I mean, what do you even call that? What do you call that, fishnet or something? I'm sure in the 70s this would have been a real big one. Alligator scales or something. I don't know. We had a massive picture of some of these, but not one this close last week. This is an interesting one. And from my understanding, I believe it was Brastard said that these were actually real. And this wasn't something that was bubbled. I mean, it was bubbled from the factory, we'll just put it that way. And that's actual Bakelite. The body of this thing is Bakelite. Pretty neat little gun. Oh, this one here. Oh, well, you can't bubba something that looks ugly like this anyway. But I know where one of these shotguns is. And I was going to do a video on it, but I just can't bring myself to do it. And that rear stock actually swivels like 360 degrees. So if you don't have that thing up to your shoulder just right, this thing's not going to behave itself very well for you. And it does have a carry handle, so, you know. But it looks like it has a mag light taped to it, so I'm not entirely sure what's actually going on here. Ooh, long-barreled... a 50 caliber SKS. Huh. Is this an air gun? Huh. I'm gonna have to look into this, and this one actually looks pretty interesting. I wouldn't be shooting 50 BMG out of that thing, I'll tell you that right now. Because that barrel does not look at any one way or another, does not look like it is up to the task for 50 BMG. So I'm just going to come out right there and say it ain't going to be happening there. I value my face, my arms, my shoulders. Oh, geez, pal, you scared the crap out of me. Brastard says black powder. That'd be an interesting one to look into, to be quite honest. I'm not sure what to think of this thing here. I'm at the one that Tactical Review sent of the Tavor with the Tommy gun stock and like 100 lights on it, and looks like a grenade launcher and I'm not sure what I think about this. Yeah. Yeah, you're all right. SKS muzzleloader. They only made... Brass Tard knows a little bit about them. They only made a few before Chinese rifles were banned. Huh. Well, if it's black powder, I wouldn't have a problem with it. And I probably would shoot it. But an SKS muzzleloader, that... I mean, I kind of got that because it looked like a ramrod, not a not a cleaning rod on the bottom of it. Are you over there, Pale? You see what we're talking about? Over in the Mystery Firearms Theater 3000 text channel. There's an SKS. I think it was Riemann shared this one. But yeah, that makes perfect sense. I'll just zoom in here on the ramrod. Yeah, I got a ramrod there. The brass part is the ramrod. That would go down the barrel. That would actually be pretty neat. I bet them things are crazy expensive too. This thing I'm not... Oh, I'm sorry, it's a Vector. That's a... What is that, a Chris Vector? Those things... I thought it was Tavor for some reason. That's the first thing that popped in my mind. I'm not sure what I think about this, but I'll tell you, that thing is probably pretty front heavy. And no matter how revolutionary that recoil design is, no. We got us a pretty nice looking Mosin here. I like the magazine, the shark fin magazine. Not on the stock though, but I do like the modernization attempt at adding a rail. It's much more rare than the 223 SKS. Now I've seen 223 SKS. Those would be really... I mean, I've always wanted one. But what the heck is this? ET phone home. This has got to be a joke. How does that thing even stay attached? This is ridiculous. Oh, could you imagine shooting something like this? No. No way. Nope. Not gonna happen. No siree. Let's see here. This has got to be an air gun of some sort. It's a very interesting firearm. We'll just say that. I'm not entirely sure what I'm looking at though. Might be an air gun. I'm thinking that's an air gun. Either that, it's just somebody that had extra piping laying around and felt a little clever with the upper. But the pistol grip, holy cow, look at the pistol grip. Here's another one that's made it onto the stream before. An MP5 looks like a re-weld. No, I don't think this one's actually made it on. He's got a bipod, a box magazine. Obviously, this thing's belt fed. My goodness, this thing's all over the place with this thing. Look at that optic. The thing would blow the optic off every time you shoot it. I like it. Heck yeah. Here we go. This is a 9mm SKS. Brastar might be able to enlighten me on this one. Didn't they make them in 45? That thing is ugly. It almost looks like something that High Point would try pulling off. Oh my goodness, this thing is ugly. Well, let's see. I don't think I got anything else. Hang on. Nope, that's it. Well, guys, I hate to do this, but that's all. That's all we got. Let me go over here and check and make sure that there's nothing in the Discord that was left. Nope, nothing else in the Discord. Let's see here. Kind of one of those weeks anyway. Well, I guess that's it for this week's Mystery Firearms Theater 3000. Don't forget to hit the like button. Go on to the main channel, and if you have a video that you particularly like, that you want to share, feel free to do so. Oh, special announcement! Actually, let me get that out of the way. Let me get this out of the way. Copy that. I just got something cool from Recreator, and it's got that black oxide finish that he's got on his receivers that you can order as an option. I just got this in the mail. We're going to be doing a patron early release Egyptian build. One of my subscribers was nice enough to donate an Egyptian kit, minus the furniture. I'm kind of looking for a stock to go with the furniture that I got, but I've got enough stuff right now to actually put the whole thing together and, just kind of deal with it that way. But that being said, I think we are going to be starting to build here in the next week or two. So, if you guys are not on Patreon, then definitely get on to Patreon, because in order to see the whole build, you're going to have to be on Patreon in order to do that, because I can't do the whole build on YouTube. But it will be an early release. So if you're on Patreon, you're going to if you're on Patreon donating $1 or more, that's no big deal. You'll be able to see this. However, when I do more custom builds, then it's going to be $5 and up. So since this isn't technically really a custom build, this is just a regular run-of-the-mill build, everybody donating $1 or more will be able to see it. Anyway, if anybody has any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. If you'd like to be a member of the Discord and contribute to Mystery Firearms Theater 3000 or any of the other programs, feel free to email me, Zeke@ZekeShoots.com. I'll send you a link to the Discord. Yeah, that's all I got tonight. You guys have a good one. Go ahead and get off to bed before the bed bugs bite, and we'll catch you in the next one.